Have you ever stood in front of a board and felt like you couldn't rush it? Not because you're scared of making a mistake, though that happens sometimes, but because the wood has personality. It has grain that moves like a story. Color that shifts in a way paint can't quite mimic. And tiny irregularities that feel honest. Today, I want to talk about something I keep coming back to in every build at Crafted Wood Studio, a perfect balance between nature and precision. Nature is the wood being the wood, alive in its patterns, unpredictable in its behavior, and full of character. Precision is the way we translate intention into reality: clean lines, tight fit, smooth surfaces, and consistent results. The balance is tricky. Because if you lean too far into nature, you might end up with something that looks amazing but doesn't hold together the way you want. And if you lean too far into precision, you might sand away all the charm and end up with something technically correct but emotionally flat. So the real question is, how do we let both win? Let's explore the process the way I actually approach it, curious, step by step, and grounded in what the material tells me. First, selection. Because before we measure anything, we have to decide what kind of nature we want in our final piece. When I pick wood, I don't just look at grain like it's a printed pattern. I look at the direction of the grain, the density of the fibers, and how the board responds when I run my hand across it. Some boards feel crisp and stable, while others feel a little like they might shift as you work. That subtle difference matters later. And then there's the visual side, how the grain catches light. Some woods almost glow. Others look deeper when you wipe them or view them from an angle. This is important because your finish will reveal what the wood is already doing. Here's a curiosity for you: if the board's grain is dramatic, what should be the design's attitude? Should the design whisper so the grain can sing? Or should the design be bold so the grain can still stand out without being overwhelmed? That decision affects everything: proportion, edge treatment, and how much visual calm you leave around the wood's center of attention. Now, once the board is selected, I move to planning, and this is where precision starts, but not in a stressful way. A lot of people hear precision and think it means more pressure. But to me, precision is more like clarity. It's how I create a safe path from idea to finished work. So I begin by choosing references, surfaces that I trust. I define what is straight, what is square, and what becomes my baseline for measurements. Then I plan the flow of the project so I'm not constantly reversing course. Because nature changes while you work. Even good wood can move slightly with handling, humidity, and temperature. So the best precision strategy is to work with the wood in a sequence that makes sense. Now here comes one of my favorite moments: marking. I mark with intention. I'm not just drawing lines, I'm creating a map. And as I mark, I pay attention to the grain again. Sometimes grain lines look perfectly aligned from one angle, but when the light shifts, you realize they weren't quite doing what you assumed. Nature doesn't betray you, nature simply reveals itself when viewed differently. So I adjust. Not wildly. Just enough to keep the grain's character working for the design instead of fighting it. This is where the balance becomes real. Precision is not ignoring the wood's behavior, it's accommodating it with careful decisions. Now it's time for cutting. Cutting is one of the first places where nature and precision either cooperate or clash. Because the wood's fiber structure determines how it cuts. Grain direction affects tear out. Sharpness affects quality. Technique affects what you end up with. If your tool is dull, you'll usually notice it later as rough edges, fuzzy surfaces, or extra work. If your technique isn't consistent, nature shows up as randomness. Some sections cut clean, others don't. So I focus on clean cuts. Not because I need to impress anyone, but because clean cuts make everything after easier. They reduce sanding, improve joint fit, and preserve the wood's surface character. And even while cutting, I stay curious. I watch how the wood reacts. I listen to the sound. I check what the cut looks like before assuming it's fine. That might sound small, but careful observation is basically precision in disguise. Next is fitting and assembly. This is where most woodworking frustration begins, because it's also where assumptions break. You might measure correctly, but wood isn't a spreadsheet. There are fibers, thickness variation, slight warps, and surface imperfections that don't always show until you start joining pieces. So I treat fit as feedback. Instead of forcing a joint, I do test fits. I look at where it touches. I notice where it gaps. I feel the resistance in a gentle way. The joint is telling me something about my process, the wood, or both. And when I adjust lightly. Precision doesn't mean shaving a little until you hope it works. Precision means making changes in a controlled, measurable way, small enough that you can correct again, but intentional enough to move you toward the final result. This is also where I remind myself, nature still has a vote. The wood might be slightly different than expected, and that's normal. But precision gives you the tools to respond. It turns uncertainty into control. When a joint closes cleanly, it's satisfying in a way that's hard to describe. It's not just that it looks tight. It's that you can feel the piece settle into place like it belongs together. That physical settling is proof that nature and precision found harmony. But the build isn't done at the joint. Now we move to edges and surfaces, because this is where the difference between precise and pleasant shows up. Edges can be sharp, crisp, soft, rounded, or somewhere in between. And the right choice depends on the wood's character. Some woods look best with a slight softness that invites touch. Others can handle a cleaner, more defined line. Precision here isn't about making everything identical. It's about making every transition intentional, so the piece feels coherent when you move your eyes across it and when you move your hands across it. Sanding is part of this balance, and it's often where builders either preserve character or erase it. If you sand too aggressively, you flatten the texture the wood naturally carries. If you sand too lightly, you leave scratches that will show under finish. So sanding becomes a middle path, controlled refinement without wiping out the wood's identity. I sand in stages, and I check often, by feel and by light. Light is a powerful test tool because it reveals what your fingers might not notice yet. When the surface becomes smooth but still looks like wood, not like plastic, that's when I know I'm on the right track. Now we get to finishing, and if you've ever done finishing before, you already know it's emotional. Because finish is where nature gets amplified. Without finish, the wood is wood. With finish, the wood becomes depth, glow, and dimension. And this is where balance becomes visible to everyone watching. The grain pattern that looked subtle might suddenly become dramatic. The color shift that seemed mild might turn into a rich tone. And the small imperfections that were previously hidden might turn into beautiful realism, if your finish is right. But finishing is also where precision matters because it affects uniformity. Streaks, patchiness, uneven sheen, those are precision problems that show up quickly. The goal is consistent application so the wood story appears evenly across the entire surface. I take time here. Not because speed is bad, but because finish rewards patience. Even when you're confident, rushing reduces control and increases the chance you'll have to correct later. Once the finish cures, the wood looks finished. Not just completed. Finished in the sense that the material now matches the intention. And that's the final idea I want to leave you with today. A perfect balance between nature and precision isn't a technique, it's a mindset. Nature is the material doing its thing. Precision is how you respond without losing yourself in the details. So if you're watching and you feel like woodworking is either too wild or too rigid, I want you to remember this video's core approach. Choose with intention. Measure with clarity. Cut with care. Fit with patience. Refine without destroying character. Finish to reveal, not to cover. Before you go, I want to ask one more question, because I genuinely want to hear from you. When you make something, what do you struggle with more? Is it keeping the wood's natural character, or is it achieving that clean, confident precision? Drop it in the comments and tell me what you're working on right now. And if you enjoyed this episode, please help Crafted Wood Studio by doing 3 simple things. First, like the video, especially if the balance idea made you think differently about your process. Second, share it with a friend who loves woodworking or is thinking about starting. Third, subscribe, because there's more build thinking, tool education, and curiosity-driven problem solving coming soon. Thanks for spending time with me today. Keep looking at your materials with fresh eyes, and I'll see you in the next Crafted Wood Studio video, where precision is calm, and nature gets to shine.